Support Wrestle Talk!
Donate on Patreon. The Bludgeon Brothers debut, 3 NXT call-ups, and SmackDown is so important, Randy took the night off and Shane McMahon left halfway through. I'm Ollie Davis and this is the 21st of November 2017 edition of SmackDown Live in about 4 minutes. SmackDown lost arguably the 4 biggest matches at Survivor Series, and Shane McMahon was betrayed by his brother-in-law Triple H, which is probably why the crowd didn't completely buy into Shane declaring SmackDown the show. With a roster full of winners in his compulsory feet-shuffling opening promo, KO and Sami, both brilliantly wearing the red colours of Raw, explained SmackDown lost because they should have been leading the team. To which Shane was about to reply with his dad's old line, "You're fired!" But Daniel Bryan's music hit with a better idea. Because the whole locker room hates Owens and Zayn right now, Randy Orton hates them so much Bryan had to send him home, which is totally not because Randy likes baths on Tuesdays. KO and Sami will face the New Day tonight with the whole roster as lumberjacks. After Jimmy Uso beat Chad Gable last week, that means it's Shelton Benjamin's turn to wrestle Jay. The two have very good in-ring chemistry, and thanks to Gable's continued heel tendencies, Shelton won in a solid match. We then cut backstage to Naomi having her makeup done, which disappointingly wasn't luminous, when a punk-looking female wrestler walked up to her, accompanied by a blonde woman and another intimidating lady. No, this wasn't a Raw replay of Paige, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville from the previous night. It was a straight-up copy and paste B-show version on SmackDown, with Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Unless the two groups turn out to be connected, this is lazy writing, and one team will inevitably become the inferior faction by comparison. Rather than be worried about Riott, Morgan and Logan brutally assaulting Naomi and Becky Lynch, Shane told Bryan backstage how he's excited for some NXT women joining the roster, and decided he's going home for the evening so he can watch Sami and KO get beaten up on TV from the comfort of his hotel room. Not only does this make Shane come across as terrible at his job, still selling Sunday's injuries would have been a far better reason, not only does it fail to follow up on Bryan saying they need to talk from the previous week, it also sets up a big angle for the end of the show. What could happen with the disenfranchised general manager solely in charge, which turned out to be spectacularly under-vaped. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan finally re-debuted with their new over-the-top gimmick, and it was actually pretty darn cool. Their music is great, and they destroyed Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, who are somehow still a team after all those breakup teases. The thing is, their old Wyatt family gimmick was never broke. AJ Styles cut an excellent promo on Brock, saying while you don't get trophies for second place, he wasn't the one limping to the back after the match. And if you want a rematch, just remember, Rocky wins in the sequel. Sadly, the huge appeal of Brock vs AJ 2 came crashing back to reality when Jinder Mahal's face appeared on the Titantron, claiming that he would have beaten Lesnar with the power of the dolphin, the bull, the dog, woof, a tiger, and an eagle, to become the Beastmaster! AJ then beat up the Singh brothers, and we've got Jinder vs Styles at Clash of Champions next month. Natalia's title rematch against Charlotte was cut short by the new trio of Riott, Morgan and Logan attacking both women. It was good to get them in front of the live crowd, who chanted NXT, and even though it's the exact same angle as Raw's, this is a very welcome new direction for the SmackDown women. And Bryan calling it an interesting situation and saying no comment afterwards hints he knows more than he's letting on. After trying to recruit lumberjacks to their side throughout the night, including brilliantly walking in on Aiden English singing Rusev Day to Rusev alone in a locker room, the SmackDown roster was entirely on the New Day's side until the end of the match. I say entirely, but Dolph Ziggler, the Bludgeon Brothers and Randy Orton were all missing from ringside, because baths are great. The match was stacked against the heels until Baron Corbin accidentally struck Bobby Roode, which for some reason made everyone else start fighting each other. things really got out of hand fast. Sammy got the win in the confusion, but was beaten up by the New Day after KO escaped through the crowd. Backstage, Owens then begged Bryan not to fire him and Sammy, but the SmackDown general manager had much bigger plans in store. Here it comes, the next stage in the KO Zane McMahon and Bryan storyline. Daniel's big plan for Kevin Owens. This week's huge cliffhanger is a match against Randy Orton next week. I need a bath. So that was this week's SmackDown Live in about 4 minutes. Here's the usual ratings recap from top to bottom. Smack damn, Smacktastic, Smack bang in the middle, Ellsworthy, and Randy Orton sure loves baths. I'll reveal my score very shortly, but first, vote in the poll above my head to give yours. I'll announce the results in tomorrow's Wrestle Talk news. After Raw excitingly continued the Survivor Series momentum, SmackDown diffused it with ineffective characterization and poor payoffs. The Bludgeon Brothers and Riot faction were cool, but the main storylines were very disappointing. This week's SmackDown is Ellsworthy. I miss you, James. The main event of the Royal Rumble has been scrapped, and Roman Reigns' title plans have been revealed. Click the videos to the left to find out more, press subscribe, and support Wrestle Talk. Order issue 1 of the Wrestle Talk magazine now. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.